Speaking about the track of Riley, just want to do a quick catch-up with the Mayor of Dubbo Regional Council, Matt Dickerson. Morning, Matt.
Yeah, good morning, Richard. How are you going?
I'm good. I love elections, don't you? You like elections? And this is the time when we get showered with money we never even knew we had.
Well, something like that. Hopefully that's the case.
$4,292,996.82. Priority projects for Dubbo, $1.5 million for Wheelers Lane, $400,000 for the Ollie Robbins, $250,000 for wayfinding signage, whatever that is, along the Riley Walkway, $400,000 for infrastructure upgrade to the old money. Simple question, Matthew Dickerson. Is this, we know about this, don't we? This is not new.
This actually went through the February council meeting. The process for this money, this is the local roads and community infrastructure money, is that we're told by the government how much money we're going to get. So we were told we're going to get $4.29 million. We get excited by that. That's fantastic. But then they say you've got to submit projects that fit the criteria for the program. We submitted those formally through the February council meeting, which has got those projects you mentioned and a couple of other ones down in Wellington area as well. And then we get confirmation, as long as those projects fit the criteria, which obviously we make sure they do. We then get confirmation, which we've just received from the federal government, to say, yay, you've got the money that we promised we'd give you. And these projects and these projects have been approved. So they've approved the projects that we submitted to take it up to that $4.29 million.
All power to elections. Bring them on, I reckon. Let's have them every year. $4,292,996. How do they come up with that money, or was that the DRC saying that's what we need?
No. If we said what we need, we'd have a much larger number.
You'd double that, wouldn't you?
Oh, more than that. So this is they've got this LRCI program was introduced a couple of years ago. So this is the third round. In the first round, they gave us $2.146 million. In the second round, $2.843 million. And now this is the third one, which is a larger number, which is very nice. Thank you very much. It may have something to do with an election coming up. If it is, then so be it. And so essentially, yes, we've got that money allocated, and then we've got to feed in some projects around that. So there's the ones that you mentioned. There's also some road sealing down at Eula Line Lane, down near, or probably outside of Geary there, and near Arthurville, and then also Gisborne Street. There's some shoulder sealing works being done down there. So,
just answer me this then, Matthew Dickerson. Why can't we get fed money for, say, a Tamworth Street, which is a shocker, Fitzroy? Why can't we get that? Or is that your problem?
Well, all of those are our problems, and we try and get money wherever we can. And we could have, for example, those projects or those areas you mentioned there, we could have said when this money was coming through, we'll go and allocate it to those projects. But what we tried to do was we looked at the things that had the most need, and also they've got criteria. They want to see some public things. I mean, I had a photo with Mark Colton the other day outside the jail. That was one of the projects, obviously, that's going forward with this. So they probably want to see some different projects that are visible for the community. And we've got a priority list of all sorts of different areas and roads that need to have work done on them. So we decided that things that we've said, for example, the Wheelers Lane Road rehabilitation works, fixing up some of the pavement surface there from Birch Avenue in a northerly direction down towards Mile Street, that was an area that we determined was higher use and of lower quality. So that was one that we put forward rather than one that you mentioned, for example.
So past the cemetery, in other words?
No, not that far. So from
not that far.
Yeah, basically down to Mile Street there. So from Birch to Mile Street there. But even, for example, down in Eula Line Lane, that's the area that's been talked about by Wellington residents mainly as a very bad area down there. It's a gravel road. They'd like that sealed. So there's lots of areas in the old Wellington LGA they'd love sealed. That was the one that we determined was the highest priority. So that's $1.468 million on sealing that particular road. So it's always the challenge when you do get a bit of money, trying to prioritise that. We do have priority lists already, but trying to prioritise where that money goes.
I remember when Wheelers Lane, remember the railway crossing? Wasn't that a major event too? They were flattening all that out. They were putting tar over that area too. That took a while, and then the rain came and all that sort of stuff. Do you remember that?
And that was going from 2 lanes to 4 lanes across there as well. And you were quite right, flattening that out because it was a little bit dangerous there. And that had an impact on some of those businesses that are just near there. So that's something you've got to be careful of whenever you're doing a major construction project, what impact it has on businesses and how long it might go on for. So that's always a challenge.
Bikes and the car wash and Kennards and all that around that area.
Yeah, exactly right. And we had the same.
Tell me, what's the $250,000, $250,000 for the Tracker-Riley walkway and Riverside Path Network. They call it wayfinding signage. Why don't they just call it direction sign?
It sounds so much better as a
How can you lose your way
wayfinding.
on Tracker-Riley walkway?
It's one of the things I'm always intrigued by, Richard, that we have a name for something and everyone seems to accept that name, and then, I don't know, somehow we come up, someone in marketing maybe comes up with a new, more interesting name for things. So the Tracker-Riley and Riverside Path Network wayfinding signage is where that $250,000 goes. And that'll look quite nice. Some of the signage that's around there is a bit old. I noticed there's the old White Street Bridge sign. I just noticed the other day I was out for a ride on Tracker-Riley and I saw that was now the Height Street Bridge sign. I went, oh, okay, there's a W missing off there. And so it just needs a bit of a refresh. And it is very popular, Tracker-Riley. So
that's your one of your little gems, isn't it, Tracker-Riley?
Certainly parts of it. There were parts of it in there before I came onto council, but certainly I pushed. I think that's a really popular area. And when we had some extra money in the last term of council, we actually managed to extend parts of that.
Right.
And the Shibble Bridge is an important part of that whole network of Tracker-Riley. Yeah.
Tell me about the Ollie Robbins substation. What's that?
So the Ollie Robbins, there's a whole entertainment precinct that we're going to create around Ollie Robbins Oval there, and I think that'll be fantastic. And
it's going to be an outdoor amphitheatre, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. So that's where we'll see lots of entertainment down there. And really this particular part of the project, again, we had to identify certain parts of it. The substation platform, basically we just want to raise that 600 millimetres above the 1 in 100 year flood level so that we don't have the substation going into water, which doesn't sound like a great thing to happen during a flood. And so that's really part of that whole project, getting that up higher to make sure the rest of the area can continue remaining there and remaining operational after a flood. So that was just, it seems like a technical issue, but it's probably a pretty important technical issue that will tidy up in that project.
All right, 4,292,996. Have you spent it all?
Spending, in the process of spending.
Yeah,
so
it's a work in progress.
That's right. We knew it was coming, so we knew we could start budgeting and getting ready for that. But spending the money, but no, we haven't spent it all yet. Takes a bit of time to spend $4.29 million, you know.
Mate, I could spend it. I'd have no trouble. All right, enjoy your long weekend. Don't forget to indulge as much as you possibly can with eggs and stuff, all right?
I'll do my best. Just because you've mentioned it, I'll do my best.
Yep. And don't blame me if you get pimples. Thank you, Matthew Dickerson, Mayor of Dubbo Regional Council. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.